It's time for the NFL Draft Film Room, and on today's episode, we're going to take a look at Mississippi receiver Tre Harris. If you're not familiar with what I do in these videos, I like to take a look at a prospect, in this case Tre Harris, and showcase clips and to highlight, to showcase the type of player that he is and how he can make an impact in the NFL. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the film. Now, Tre Harris, when we take a look at him and what he is, here's a guy that's getting some first-round love. You know, first-round mock drafts, top 50, top 32 big boards. And we see a big physical receiver, 6'3", 210 pounds, a guy that can go out and make plays. As we see here against Kentucky, just getting the ball over the middle of the field, powering his way in for a touchdown. And we see a lot of traits that he has that can really appeal to teams and make him that first overall pick. Or not first overall pick, but potential first round pick in the 2025 NFL draft. So let's start taking a look at some of the things that make Tre Harris who he is. Now, in Lane Kiffin's offense, the receivers, they aren't asked to run dynamic routes, especially on a consistent basis. So Tre Harris is here at the top of the screen. He normally lines up down on the right-hand side, but here he's at the top of the screen. And they run a lot of just quick hitches, quick stop routes. And we see that here with just his ability to, with a defender playing back, he's just going to run, quickly stop, turn around, catch the ball, and here he gets 10 yards right off the bat. You know, simple, easy pitch and catch. We see that again here against Wake Forest. Just, once again, guy playing off. He's going to stop and make the catch. Powers his way. What looked like it's going to be short of the first down mark, but gets the first down. And it's just, this is like the steady dose of what Tre Harris is. If you break down his film, you're probably going to see 75 to 80% of these type of routes. Heck, we even see him just not even get out of his stance, and they just quickly throw him the ball so he can get upfield. And he shows that power, that strength. You know, being 6'3", 210 pounds, they've got to tackle him at the legs. He's able to break free and get this extra yardage. You think you have him stopped right here for no gain, just sheds that tackle, gets off, and gets that first down. Even here against Wake Forest, he's just at the top of the screen, just going to run a basic little rollout to the out. And he, most of the time, is just running these very simple routes, which is a part of their scheme. You know, they're going to spread you out. They're going to take what is there, you know, and not expect the receivers to have to do much. And as I said before, watching his film, you're going to see 70 to 80% of his routes are just simple things like this. Simple stop routes, you know, 5-yard hitches, you know, rolling out. And defenses have to play off of them because they've got speed. They are explosive down the field. And when you're going to play off of them, they're just going to take what they give you. And because 75 to 80% of his routes are those quick hitches, those quick outs, Tre Harris is able to set you up. So here he is at the bottom of the screen. Been running those quick stops all game long. Comes, goes to do his quick stop, boom, accelerates. And while he doesn't get the ball thrown to him, as you can see here, he's got a 2-yard cushion on this cornerback that if Jackson Dart would have seen him, there's no one over the top, no one close to him over here, and he's got an easy touchdown. But he set those up with those quick hitches, with those quick outs, the ability to stutter step and then burst forward. And then he begins to tie these routes together. And I've said ad nauseum already, 70-80% of his routes are stops, quick outs. There are times where Harris does show his ability to be a good route runner. Once again, bottom of the screen, he's going to push deep, push this cornerback back, and look like he's going to break inside. He's got kind of that inside leverage. He's going to kind of push like he's going to run this post, but then he's able to sink those hips and break outside for the out route. So post out, post corner, whatever you want to call it. He just shows that ability to use his body lean and then make that quick break out to made the cornerback fall down, able to go make that catch. And it does show that he has this ability to run different routes. And to pair up with that post corner, post out, we also see the ability to come back. Here, same type of route, where he's able to push deep, but this time, instead of breaking out, he's able to come forward, then out, in this case. And it's just, he knows, maybe he doesn't run the most diverse route tree, but he knows how to set up cornerbacks to get open. He knows how he's got deep speed and the ability to go over the top. So he pushes that way and then is able to sink the hips just enough to break back on this comeback type route. Now, if we turn our attention to his hands, his ability to catch the ball, several of those clips you all saw that he's a natural hands catcher. He's able to catch the ball outside of his, out in front of his body, doesn't double catch them, just makes those easy hands catch. Here against Wake Forest, we start to see his ability to make those catches outside of his frame. Bottom of the screen, he's going to run that post-out type route that I just showed you a couple clips ago. But here the ball is off target. He's able to adjust back, leap up to make that catch. As we see it from the end zone view, just the body control, to just go up here, turn, twist back, high point that ball, and then come down with a catch. It's plays like this. I love receivers that can go up and get the ball. I hate the receivers who have the ball have to come to them. Your ability to go up and adjust and make that catch up in the air, I think that's what makes receivers, that's what I want to see out of my receivers. We see another example of this against Kentucky. Here he is at the top of the screen. He's just going to run a little dig route to the middle, and this ball is going to be low, but he shows the ability to go down and make that catch here. So not only can he go up and get the ball up high, he can also go down low, being 6'3", 210 pounds, get his hands underneath the ball and be able to make this catch on a low ball. And then finally, this is kind of one that I like the most. Here he is at the bottom of the screen. Once again, just going to run a simple stop route, like I've talked about at the beginning. But he's actually going to slip on this route when he goes to adjust, but he's able to fully extend and still make that catch. We see a better angle from the end zone view. As I said, he's slipping coming out of this. As he goes to adjust, he slips, but is able to fully extend to be able to make that catch. And just that ability to use his height, his length, to just be able to make these catches outside of his frame, whether they're high, whether they're low, to the side. Not only does he have the natural hands to make the routine catches, he can go out and make those out-of-frame catches as well. There is a lot to like about Tre Harris. As I've said, he's 6'3", 210. We're seeing that with guys in the NFL that are having success. They're above that 200-pound threshold. You know, those guys like the Debos, the A.J. Browns, these guys that are coming in, they're 200 pounds plus. Those are the ones that tend to be making this impact. He's got good height at 6'3". We'll see what he measures at the combine. He's got good athletic traits. You know, he's not super speed. I don't expect him to run the 4.3s, but he's got the ability to go deep. He's got the ability to show acceleration, burst. My concern about him is his route running. I showed clips that, you know, he ran this post out, post corner. We saw the comeback, but they all seem to be pretty standard routes. And we see guys coming out of offenses like this tend to struggle. And the wide receivers that have success day one in the NFL are the guys that have show at the college level that they can run routes and stop and make hard cuts. And Tre Harris just isn't that guy. And so I think it's going to take a little time for him to get going in the NFL. So we might not see him be a breakout star year one. Could be wrong. That's why to me, he's a guy that I think is an eventual starter. It's going to take him a year or two to get going. So I don't have him graded super high. To me, he seems like a second round pick, but we've seen in the NFL draft, a lot of those second, third round picks are the guys that really kind of hit. And I think Tre Harris is a guy that's got the height, weight, speed. He needs some time to develop and develop those route running abilities. So, but he's definitely a playmaker. Through 8 games this year, he's got over 1,000 yards. He's got 7 touchdowns. His previous 2 seasons, in 12 games each, he had 985 yards and 8 touchdowns, 935 yards and 10 touchdowns. So he's on pace. He's already surpassed those numbers right now, at least yardage wise. And he missed a few games because of injuries. So I think he's a guy. Wouldn't be shocked me if he slipped into the first round. But I think he's probably a second, third round type guy. And I think he's got the chance, if he can develop and be a little bit better of a route runner, he's got the chance to be a number 1 receiver in this league. All right, this is going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of the Film Room. Make sure you subscribe to get more videos like this. Make sure you hit that notification button to notify you whenever a new video is out. Make sure you follow me on social media. Wherever you go, draft_Brian is where you can find my content. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time.